had a lot of momentum coming up that Cornell tie a couple weeks ago, and then you go to Yale and Brown, and there's no other way to say it, with laid an egg. What happened between that? How disappointing was that?
Well, no one's happy about it. It's just, unfortunately, we've talked about it, and it's just one of those, you got to chalk it up to shared experience that we just got to put behind us quickly, and that's what we've done. I don't have a direct answer for you. Just hopefully that we learn from it.
Looked like you shuffled some things lineup-wise between the two nights. How much of that was based on different opponents, and how much of it was what you saw of your guys on Friday?
We just felt it was best to juggle a few things going into the Brown game. Try to give us a little life, and they understood why. And as a coaching staff, we sometimes you don't want to stay with the same thing after a loss like that, and we just felt that was going to give us the best chance to win on Saturday night.
I'm assuming that you don't need any kind of motivation for this week, even though there's no points on the line. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, we're starting to build up how important this game is in the meaning of the Mayor's Cup. It's for a trophy. Every coach says that. I think there's some things that'll be more at stake, for our team, but it's more about us trying to regroup here for the last stretch run going in the playoffs.
Is it ideally, would you rather be playing league games this weekend?
No, I mean, you're playing someone within league, so maybe that's why it's not total someone from a different conference. So it kind of feels you're still getting that ECAC battle. So no, and it's against your biggest rival. So who wouldn't want to play in this game? Is the way I look at it. And from a coaching staff perspective, I mean, I've always really enjoyed this game. Our staff has always enjoyed this game, and again, I'll say the same thing. Who wouldn't want to coach in this?
How important is it to defend the cup? You guys have been defending the last couple of years now. How important is it to keep the Mayor's Cup here at the Union?
First, it'd be nice, and second, I don't want to defend anything. We want to just keep attacking.
When you have no points on the board for this particular game, what would you be looking for this weekend?
Obviously, improvement. Just overall, a little more. We just want more consistency. So that's what we're striving for this week in practice, and hopefully it's a one-game set. So both teams have that. So it's just a matter of what it comes down to is who wants that trophy more, and who's going to buy into their systems more. But I just think ultimately it comes down to how bad do you want to have that cup.
It's also the rubber game of the season series. You guys split the league games back in October, so is that even more motivation to try to win the overall series this season?
Yep. Again, everyone's spot on with their questions. There's nothing that hasn't been or will be addressed, and but again, can't worry about all that. We just got to focus on the consistency level through practice, which has been good, to being consistent on Saturday night. That's all we're looking for.
When you guys tied Cornell, which was obviously a really good performance from your team, and then when you go out last weekend and see the results you had, how much of a head scratcher was it to you that coming off Cornell, you got that on the road?
Well, you can look at it as going from a real big high to a low. So who's to say that we can't get it back to high quickly? And that's what we're trying to push as a staff. And those guys know it. Those guys understand it. And now one thing to understand it. Now, here's the hard part. Now we got to execute it. So that's a whole nother ball game.
They come out thinking we tied Cornell, we're gonna be okay. You think any of that came through?
There are so many channels on the TV with computers and TVs and paper, like you name it. And who knows what the thought process was. Do you ever really know? I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking, and as much as you can try to talk about it, there could have been a few other factors involved too as well. But again, we're just putting that one, that whole weekend, you just kind of forget about it as quickly as possible.
From what you've seen, is RPI a better team this year than they were at this point last year?
Watching on film, yes. I think they had a nice season. Very well structured, work hard, and it's going to be an absolute battle for us. Real tough. So it's something that we should embrace.
You can't assume anything that their goalie, Savory's been playing very well, but he's also been using kind of a three-man rotation. Does that affect at all how you prepare for them? Or probably not.
Yeah, it must be nice to have a three-man rotation. Yikes. That's I guess nice to have. So, but in the same token, can't get caught up in who's in net or who's not. We're focused on ourselves.
Saturday's game is marking the last for linesman Mike Emanation. You've seen it work here. ECAC also been in the AHL. Your thoughts about Mike's work over the years?
I always respected Mike in the way that he's gone about how he's lined the games. I can't even remember having any issues at all with Mike. Always been professional, which I think is probably the biggest compliment that I can give Mike. And always been a good guy, and we'll miss him.
So what happened last weekend? You come off the tie against Cornell, and then basically laid an egg at Yale and Brown.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, we laid an egg.
Why? Can you explain?
I mean, there's levels to that for sure. I don't think we were very detailed. Outside of that, I mean, it's a difficult question to answer, to be honest. I wish I had a one-stop shop answer for you, a blueprint answer here that I could just shoot off and just sit there and say, yeah, that's why. I can't give you an answer, to be honest. I have no idea. I have no idea what transpired last week transpired. Maybe it was a lack of energy. Do I think we weren't very fine on our details? Absolutely. Do I think we got away from our identity? Absolutely. But there's no one-stop shop answer to that. There's levels to that. All we can do is move forward and push on to this next week. It's a big week. Obviously, we all know how important this game is for us. So that's kind of the focus. Obviously, it's behind us now. I can't sit here and tell you, honestly. I would if I could. I think you guys know me pretty well. I'm a pretty honest answer for 9 out of 10 of the questions you guys give me. I got nothing for you on that front. I couldn't tell you why we showed up the way we showed up. Are we disappointed by it? Yes, 100%. We felt that was a weekend going in that we could have been on the better side of it. We felt that we're making strides in the correct direction. We felt as though we were pushing in the correct direction. We felt as though everything was starting to add up. And then for that to happen, it happens. Adversity hits, and now we're going to find out what this team's made of. And that's kind of where we're at.
Was there anger after that from your part?
I think there was a lot of disappointment. Frustration, for sure. I would put frustration and disappointment in the vocab there. Anger, Skeebs was just saying, anger, I don't really have much room in that for me. In terms of the other guys, I don't think anger is really a necessary answer right now. I think we need to focus. I think we need to focus on what we need to do. Anger's not going to get us anywhere. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, disappointment's not going to get us anywhere. Frustration's not going to get us anywhere really either. We need to focus. We need to focus on what we need to do night in and night out to be an effective team. So all those emotions, while yes, they're there and they're there for this team, like none of them are going to help us right now. What we need to do is we need to come together and focus on all those things that are going to get us to wins. So yeah, I'm sure some of the guys are angry. Yes, I'm sure some of the guys are frustrated. Yes, I'm sure some of the guys are disappointed, if not all. But none of that's going to help right now. It's not the time to be feeling sorry for ourselves. Right now is the time to take a look in the mirror and figure out what we need to do right now.
What were some of your impressions of RPI the first go around, and are they a better team this year than they were last year?
I mean, they're always a tough matchup. We know what they're going to bring. They're hard, especially against us. They're gonna lay the body. They're gonna get pucks to the net, and they're gonna live in front of the net. We need to be good on box outs. Make sure to keep them out of there. In terms of transition, they've gotten exponentially better over the years. They've added a lot of speed to that lineup, and they're not afraid to take risks anymore. They're a very aggressive team. We need to match their intensity, and if we don't, it'll be a long night. That's the fact of the matter. So I plan on bringing all the intensity I got, and I'm pretty positive every single guy in the room will be bringing all their intensity as well. This game is going to be big on a level to it's going to go beyond X's and O's here. This is about want. This is about who wants it more. We know both teams on either side are good teams. Well, we know what they're going to bring. They know what we're going to bring. It's going to come down to want.
Lots of motivation for you guys against RPI, a chance to keep the Mayor's Cup at Union, also to win the season series, which you didn't do last year against RPI. So, and how important does that factor into getting psyched for the game on Saturday?
Oh, I think it's massive. Anytime you get to play for a trophy, let alone two, it's pretty big. Something we obviously want to bring back, especially last year, losing the Capital Skates. You don't ever want to see that happen. So we'd like to bring them both back here. It's added motivation will only add to our intensity come Saturday.
What has this game meant to you as you've progressed here at Union?
It is. I mean, it's a special game. It's a special night for a lot of reasons. It's kind of the amalgamation of it's bringing it all together. That rivalry all summed up in one night. You see all that intensity. You see all that desire come together on that ice sheet, and it's. I remember my freshman year. We had Vex, Fu, and we played that game to a 3-2 win. It's always close. It's always it's a bar fight. That's what this game is going to be. That's what it's throughout my career here, throughout my time here. It's always been a bar fight. You're going to trade punches. And it's gonna come down to who wants it more.
Is somebody going to score this year?
I sure hope so.
Happened last week?
Well, nothing good happened last week. That was, I think, for us as a team, probably the lowest point we've had all year, and we've had a lot of low points. Going into it, coming off the tie against Cornell, had a lot of confidence, and came out and we didn't show up, and it really sucks, as those are two teams that are right behind us in the standings. I say every time I come in here, I hope that we learn from losses like this, and here I am again saying the same thing. We're trying to learn from it, but what else can you do, right?
And you only have so many games left now.
Yeah, only 9 left, and we talked today. A few of us that if we're gonna have anything happen or good happen for us this year and into the playoffs, it has to start happening now. So you can't just show up in playoffs and expect good things to happen. But there, even through all the bad stuff, there's still some good things that. In the last couple weeks that we have done, we still think that, as a team, we can start turning it around here, and we took a step back last weekend, but it's not the end of the world. We still got 9 games left to figure it out.
What do you remember from last year's Mayor's Cup, other than the fact that nobody scored?
I was to say, I remember Owen Savory having one of the better games I've seen a college goalie play against me. I have a lot of respect for that kid. He's a good goalie. I'm not sure who will be in net for this weekend for them, but what's that? I'm sorry.
We don't know either.
Yeah, no, I don't know, but I mean, they got 3 good goalies that can play there, so no matter who it is, I'm hoping to have, or see them play well, and not too well though. But last year also, obviously, the blizzard. That's kind of what we were telling the young guys and the sophomores too, is I don't think they really experienced like what a real Mayor's Cup is, because, I think the attendance for it last year was probably down compared to what it usually is, because it was on a Tuesday and it was snowing. But yeah, we're just emphasizing that, like, guys, like, we got to be ready. This is a fun one. I remember my freshman year, I think that was one of the most fun games that I played in Union. And I'm hoping for, the same atmosphere this weekend.
Do you talk to them?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Do you talk to them with being a veteran? You talk to them about the atmosphere, not letting that get to them with being in such a big arena, something that you guys are not used to.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, there's a fine line, right? It's, you really want to stress to the 13 or 14 freshmen, whatever it is, that this isn't just an ordinary game. But then at the same time, you don't want to make them scared. You know what I mean? But I think that's good. I think it's normal to be excited for games. Like, you want to say every game is important, but this one has a little bit more weight to it, obviously, with the trophy and the rivalry. And so yeah, we have been letting them know that, like, guys, let's really be plugged in for this one. And we're letting them know too that it's gonna be a lot of fun. Every single one of these games is a battle. They're always fun. Doesn't matter where the teams are in the standings. So it's a very just like be happy, enjoy it, and it's gonna be a fun one.
Not to keep leaning on last year, but when you're a goalie and you're halfway through the third period and it's still 0-0, you can see the scoreboard.
Mm.
Is it difficult to keep sticking to the stuff that got you to that point? Well, and because you got to think in the back of your head, if I let one in, that might be the only goal.
Yeah.
that comes today.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think if it's 0-0 as a goalie, it still feels like if it's 1-1, 2-2, if it's still a tie game, no matter what point it is, it still feels the same. When it's 0-0, I think it's a little bit easier to have a little bit of confidence and swagger, and that's why I think sometimes if you get into the second period 0-0, both the goalies are feeling good that it might end up 0-0 like that. But I think, like, mentality, no, not really. It doesn't change much. For me, I remember that position, it's just, we just got to get one. You just got to get one. You're thinking more about the win at that point than you are the shutout. So
This rivalry, I think we probably asked you this back in October before you guys play. Is it real, or is it just all sneak?
no, I think it's real. This is, I mean, it's hard to say. Like, I see where you're coming from. Kids leave every 4 years, and we got 14 new guys that have played RPI 3 times. Maybe they don't have that yet, or have that hatred yet. But yeah, I mean, it's just every game that we played against these guys has just been so fun, and on the ice, guys are screaming at each other a little bit more. And when we played them this year, it was such a crucial point in our season. That first win that we had, so important for us. And I mean, it just always feels so much better to get wins against teams like that, and always hurts so much more to lose. So for sure, I'd say the rivalry's real.
You guys hear from other kids or professors or anything like that during the week, like, please kill them?
Yeah, mostly faculty, because they've been around longer, obviously. So they've been through it all. I know Drew Lentz, we actually, a handful of us went and skated at his son's practice yesterday, and he was talking to us all about it. He can't wait for the Mayor's Cup, and he needs to see us win that and all that. It was pretty funny, but that shows too just the passion that other people have for the rivalry between the schools. And it's not just hockey too. The Union RPI football game, like, it's really something special. And for us doing it this weekend, I'm so excited.
I'm sorry, who did you refer to?
Drew Lentz is his name. He works in the registrar. He helps with classes and things like that. Big hockey fan. Great dude.